Hello and welcome to the Americanski Life. My name is Gerard. Today we're making paprykarz, otherwise known as Polish fish pâté. Polish fish pâté is made using fish, parsley root, onion, carrots. We have tomato paste, rice, salt, cayenne pepper, paprika. Today we're going to be using avocado oil and pepper. Also for us today, because I like it a little bit spicier, we're going to be using some chili powder. You can use almost any kind of fish in a paprykarz. We're going to be using some wild-caught pike today. The pike was caught in Lake Champlain, just north of us here in New York State. But you could also use any kind of whitefish like halibut, pike, bass, cod, haddock. You can use any redfish like salmon, trout, or mackerel. Let's talk about the first step in this process. We're going to need to boil some rice. So I'll be right back. Let's get our rice boiling. Now, let's fry some fish. So, grab our avocado oil. Our pan should be nice and hot. It appears to be. Use a good bit of oil. Looks like I'm using, I don't know, about 2 or 3 tablespoons. Let's add an extra little drop. Coat the bottom of the pan. Looks pretty good. And first fillet. We're dropping whole fillets. I'm not sure if that's actually a fillet. Has this been filleted? It has not been filleted. All right, while our fish is frying, I did forget to mention that we are using about 2 pounds of fish. Again, wild-caught pike. And we're going to be using, I'd say about half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of cayenne, and half a teaspoon of chili. The chili is optional for this. So basically you're coming out to about a 1/4 teaspoon each, or per pound that is, a 1/4 teaspoon per pound. We are going to be salting to taste, but it's important to remember that your tomato paste will already have salt in it. If you're making your rice, for example, we're using just plain water, but if you happen to have some fish stock, seafood stock, some chicken noodle soup, you can always use that to add a little bit more flavor to this dish. But if you are using stock, remember that the stock will also have salt in it. The tomato paste has salt in it, so you do want to limit how much salt you're using. Other than that, we're probably going to be using a whole teaspoon of pepper, probably a little less actually, half a teaspoon. Again, just adding to the spiciness of it. And I do mean ground black pepper. And as far as our vegetables go, we've probably got about, I'd say 2 cups of shredded carrot. And you will want to shred your carrot for this. Probably another 2 cups of fresh shredded parsley root, and it looks like about 1.5 cups of chopped onion. You can also use sliced onion. That's your preference as far as that goes. And I think we've also got a good bit of tomato paste goes into this, about 2 cups, which will be about 2 cans of tomato paste. All right, looks like our fish is ready to get out of there. With our fish coming off, it's time to immediately throw our onions on there. Let's maybe add a little more oil. And now that our onions are halfway translucent, let's add some marchewka, carrot that is. All right, here's a pro tip. Sautéed carrot is delicious. Generally speaking, I don't think people regularly saute carrots. Usually they're served fresh in soups. But shred it, Put it over some butter. It's fantastic. Absolutely delicious. Throw it on some steak as a garnish, whatever you want to do. Try it out. Maybe you'll like it. All right, time to add a little parsley. Now again, our parsley is cooked already. We're just looking to heat it up, so it'll be just a couple minutes in there. Now that may be a little confusing. I did just say parsley. I did mean parsley root. What's lovely is that the onions are turning a little bit yellow. And I think they're getting a little color from the carrot. And we're ready to add some tomato paste. Good bit of tomato paste, again about 2 whole cans. And the next step will be to grind up our fish. Now, just a reminder, we're grinding our fish because it's full of bones. If your fish has been properly filleted and it looks good, doesn't have bones in it, you don't technically need to grind it. You can just pull it apart, you can slice it into chunks. It does not need to be ground. We're grinding it again because we're using bony fish. Let's get grinding. And our fish is all ground up. Looking gorgeous. It's very fine. All the bones have been ground up and it's safe to eat. Let's start by adding a little rice. We're using, I don't know if I mentioned it, I believe it was about 1.5 to 2 cups of dry rice. Comes out to about 2.5 cups of wet rice, cooked rice that is. Now, let's toss our veggies and tomato paste in there. And we're going to do a preliminary seasoning with a little bit of paprika. Again, we're going to be using about 1/2 teaspoon. Which that looks about right. And some pepper. Let's do about 1 teaspoon. Some cayenne pepper, again, about 1/2 teaspoon. So that's about right. Now, as far as the seasoning goes, do it to your own taste. Do it to your own palate. There's no need to follow anything exact here. Again, about 1/2 teaspoon. And we're gonna hold off on salting it just now. You know what? Never mind. I like things salty. Let's add a little salt. We're using some sea salt here. We're going to start with 1 teaspoon. Maybe a little bit less. This is an actual teaspoon, not a measuring spoon. All right, let's mix it. Oh, almost forgot. Got to add a little extra oil just to make it a little wet, otherwise it turns out a bit dry. And we're going to do about 3 tablespoons. Alright, time to mix. Now, paprykarz, or fish pâté, specifically actually this is Szczeciński paprykarz. Nobody knows why exactly it's called that. The whole country of Poland makes it, but it's named after one particular city. Good for them, I suppose. You can use this stuff in any way you'd like, really. It works as pâté, serve it with crackers and wine. You can put it on a piece of bread, have it for breakfast. A creative way to use it would be to use it as a taco filling in place of, let's say, ground beef. Do like fish tacos with it. Toss in some onion, cilantro, some fresh chopped red onion, and you have a delicious taco filling. we're done mixing. And that is about what your paprykarz is supposed to look like. Now, the taste test. Let's see if we need to add any seasonings, any salt. Smells good. Now, with paprykarz, it's best to let it sit overnight or for 2 days in your fridge. Let the flavors kind of sink in there. Very much like a chili, it gets better with time. Probably use a little bit more salt. I like it a little spicier too. Yeah, let's add a little. We're gonna add a bit more chili powder. And a little more mixing now. And there we go. A gorgeous little dish. And let's give it a try. Oh, it's delicious. And that is the process of making paprykarz, or a fish pâté. Get creative. Season it any way you want. Any way that you want. I can't get enough of this. Thank you for joining us on the Americanski Life. And I guess we're making a habit of saying goodbye with a full mouth. This has been the making of paprykarz, or fish pâté. Dziękujemy bardzo. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next time.